Shalom everyone, it's called Torah and it's Tuesday, and I would like to talk to you about Sefer Bamidbar, the book of Bamidbar Desert, or in his English name, Numbers. Because there are many times in this book that the Jewish people are being counted with numbers, so that's why this book received this name, Numbers. But I think it's a little bit of a deception when you think that the only thing that you're going to find in this book are numbers. There is much more in this book than just numbers. And I would like to try to give a little bit of a review of the last two books. In Sefer Shemot, in the book of Shemot, in the book of Exodus, we had two major themes. One theme was Exodus itself, the description of the enslavement, redemption, and receiving the Torah. That was the first half of Sefer Shemot, of the book of Exodus. And then later on, the second half was building the tabernacle, building the Mishkan, building the place where God rests and where the divine presence is really in our lives. So the book of Shemot ends with the fact that the divine presence filled up the tabernacle. No one could go in, no one could enter the tabernacle, and we are on a waiting list till we see what's happened. That's the end of Shemot. Then we start with Vayikra. God calls Moshe into the temple, into the tabernacle, and then we get the regulations and the orders and the commandments and the directions regarding the Meshartei HaMishkan, meaning the people who will serve at the tabernacle, namely the Kohanim, the priests, the Levites. So Sefer Vayikra, in a way, is more of what I will call a grouping book. Meaning we have the group of the priests, they have their special laws, then we have the Levites with special laws, and then we have all the Israelites. If they would like to bring a sacrifice, how do they do it, who do they approach, and what's the procedure to fulfill their wishes. At the end of Sefer Vayikra, the book of Leviticus that we just finished last week, the last paragraph in the last parsha is about a man or a woman, just an individual who would like to come closer to Hashem and to sanctify part of him or part of his possessions. So, if I will make a short review, we have the tabernacle, we have the groups, priests, Levites, and Israelites, and then towards the end of the book we have individuals. What do we have in our book? In our book, in a way, it's like a recap of all these two books. Namely, what do I mean by that? Our parsha begins with the counting of the people, families, tribes, and creating a collective which is called the nation of Israel, Am Israel, or Bnei Israel, the children of Israel. The shift between idea in the book of Shemot to build the tabernacle, the fulfillment of this dream and the idea at the end of the book, then the regulations and the orders, the guidelines in Sefer Vayikra. But now, in our book, in the book of Numbers, is the fulfillment of the entire structure and bringing it into a national level. So now the question that our book is really dealing with is, how do I take an idea, an unbelievable, sublime idea of a tabernacle, that really is a place of the divine, not only with individual groups or with individual people, but rather the question is, how do I bring this divine presence on a national level? That we as a nation know what is being expected from us and of us. How do we fulfill the expectations in our daily lives as people, as just individuals? And how do we bring it into a national level? And when you look at the structure of the encamping, it's a very interesting thing. The entire encamping of all the Jewish nation is what? Saviv lamishkan yachanu. They will encamp around the tabernacle. The tabernacle is the centerpiece, is really the corner piece for the entire camp. If I will take this idea and really take it and apply it to what we will celebrate tomorrow, Yom Yerushalayim, the day that we reunify Jerusalem into one city. It was this idea, the dream to go back to Jerusalem, that was shared by individuals and by a nation. And in 1967, God allowed the Jewish people, with the tremendous sacrifice of the IDF, to reunite the city together, physically and spiritually. And now we have this dream that came true. Now we as a nation needs to carry it out and to spread the message. Yerushalayim stands for individuals that create families, that create tribes, that create a nation. This is a city of unity that brings together all individuals, all different backgrounds, into one big, united, strong nation. Thank you.